5 11 22, my friends, that it is. And what do I have? I'm going to pull this chart over. It's an after hours. It's called after hours trading and how to trade the after hours. Buying Disney down here in after hours at $101, we did. It popped straight right to that high, and that high was 112.33, and we exited the trade. And this is an earnings release report on Disney. The $100 call options on Disney. Right here is the Disney call options, and that they are. And there's not a lot of volume on them. And the low was 924, and the high was 1040 with the $1.73 range in the contract. That's exactly what that is. And that is the contract value at the strike price of $100. So if you go below $100, then of course the value goes down. If you go above $100, and the higher you go, like it is right now, we hit an after hours high. We buy the shares, and they were buying not a lot of volume on Disney because Disney has disappointed people in the last couple of quarters big time. DailyStockCharts.com, home to traders for traders. This is an after hours chart. This is how to trade the after hours, how to buy the dip in after hours, how to know when to exit in the after hours, and when to unload it, baby, right up at the high. And yes, they could come back and make another high, but we own the call options, and options are closed right now, and they are. On Disney, option market's closed right now. So they were buying the $109 calls, and they got down to 460 at a $2.20 range in a day on those calls. And we bought the $100 calls, and those had a low of right there, $1.73 intraday, high of 1040 and a low of 924, with a bid of 910 and an ask of 995. The last print, $9.50, 11 contracts. That's us. Nobody had, the only volume was what we refer to at the strike prices up and out of the money. Okay. And Disney could very well say something and they could come down. But we traded the shares and then unloaded them right there because our platform that's on the other screen said to sell Disney, and it did. All you're doing is looking at a standard chart with our name on it, but it's an after hours trading event, and how to trade after hours and how you can profit if you know how to get that entry. That big wick down right here, when they drop that big wick down, that's where everyone is scared, and that's where we buy it, and up it goes, and it gets to a top, just like it did to the bottom. And you can see this big wick. This is a 5-minute candle right here, okay? But he did make another higher high. And we already told you what that was, 112.33. So it depends on what happens on the conference call with Disney now. Learn our trading platforms, sign up. You can demo them live in the market hours. You can believe what you see, and you will. And you will enjoy it because it'll be right on the money. And it will. And it's all about price action, my friends, as it is. And that's my best advice. And let that be known on May 11th of 2022 with the Disney After Hours trade. That's what it is. And we have a program during the earnings season is to teach people how to trade after hours. We give you the entries. You throw the orders out there. and you wait. Hits the price, you'll go into shock because you stole the price. You wholesale with the volatility. And this is on a 5-minute chart right now. And that is the public response and the algos that are used in the exchange model. And that's what we're expert in. So I'm going to draw a trend line right there. And then I'm going to take that wick right now. And I'm going to draw another trend line. And it's going to connect right there. And that's going to be about half of that green bar value. And we need to go above that value right now and see if it wants to go up and challenge the highs or make new highs. But that won't happen because now we have to wait for the Disney conference call. Depending on what Disney says, we'll move the stock when they have that hourly conference call, and the analysts will go through their Q&A questions with them. And that will move the volatility in the stock. And it will. Right now, it's idle. Okay. I'll be happy just to put it in here for you so you can see it. Here it is at 108. And you could have got hit wholesale. Down here was 100. The low was 100.65. We got in at 101. And we did, but we know how to put the price out there before the wick ever gets there. Once it gets there, it has to fill you electronically. And we'll teach you how to do direct access trading. That we will. So Disney is printing right now at 108.25 by 108.41 right there. There's all the ECNs and after hours. Okay, ARCA. You have them all right here. And you do. And this is all you need to look at. This is a public chart. I drew some trend lines there of what would have to happen and whatnot. So the thing of it is, the volatility comes with the conference call with Disney. Okay, we can see where the low was down here, where my trend line is right there. Okay, and that was the low. And that was the drop down bid to get filled on the order, as it was. So now the prices are being made between the buyers and the sellers at this very moment in time. As the story unwinds, we're going to see what directional price movement it's going to go in. And whatever, if it starts to really drop, then we'll come out and go short and make money on the drop. If it wants to pop, well, then we'll keep holding it and see how high it pops before we exit all of the shares. We still have 100 shares of that stock left. So we have 500 shares to test it out down here at our entry point in the wick. Here, what I can do is this. I can print it on the chart if you'd like, so that you remember entry point, after hours, after hours, entry point. Right there. All right, everybody. There, I put it so that you can read the text while you're looking at the video. And this is trading the earnings season on Disney. And the volume is going to be high. And there's going to be a lot of commentary that's going to go along with it. But nonetheless, we'll come back and update everything. Disney After Hour update conference call is not started, so I just thought I would update everyone. We'll come back. One of the things, volume decline with price. The volume spiked on the actual knee-jerk release of the Disney after-hour earnings. Then you could see it clearly, the decline in volume as it had made its peak. We shorted the top, and when it dropped back down to 105, we made $6 by shorting that high, and it came down and it hit support level right there. So we covered, meaning we had to buy it back to execute out of the trade. So now we're out of that short side. So we went long off of the bottom, and then when we sold out up here, we went short the drop down to this level, and we got out at 106, and the low there was 105.25. So 75 cents off the low, not bad. We are market makers, and that's who we compete with, not the public. We're just here to teach you all the secrets because that's what we do best. This is an earnings report in the after hours market. I will come back once again. This is also going to be used for new training people because you have to know how a stock is going to trade in the earnings season, and Disney just reported results. Now, the conference call, if they say something weak, then Disney goes down. But listen, the consumer is still strong, and they're going to be out there in those parks if there's no COVID. So we'll find out. I will update everybody as the earnings call will get underway at another 18 minutes when it will start. The Disney conference call has been underway now for 18 minutes. So we're going to look to see what kind of, oh, look at that price. It just dropped down to that trend line again with the wick right back up. So this is after hours trading, and their conference call is going on. And we teach people how to trade after hours earnings releases. And that's what this is and how you make money. And this is the pattern. We buy it after hours entry point to go long. We got out. So that was an after hours entry point, shorted the top. Once it fell that top, fell down to, I'll draw you a trend line. And as we wait for that conference call, so when he made the highs, he dropped it right here. Let's just call it to the support level. Okay. And there you go. You just had a wick and a pop. And once again, even in the after hours market, this was the breakout of the exhaustion right there. Okay. And we shorted, and once it didn't want to break this price, we came out. So you have to buy to cover to come out of the trade to get paid. And we'll teach you all of that because you'll be in the live trading room every day. DailyStockCharts.com. See our trading apps in action. Not these charts here, no, our charts that we built, no. And they're built for the actual trader that's trading, and it does all the work for the trader. So this was once again that major support level. This is the breakout to the very tip of the high there, see? And that was the drop down bid. They drop it there if you have your limit order out down there, and you know that was a major support level right there. And if you know where those points are going to be and you throw the limit order out ahead of time, it only takes 1 or 2 seconds to hit the price in your field, and then you got the big bounce. And we'll help you do that. And that will make you many thousands and thousands of dollars every earning report release during that period of every quarter. We just went through a lot of them. A lot of them got killed. And a lot of them reported good and they went down. But Disney has been selling down in anticipation, and Their platform is outstanding, but we'll update and see what the knee-jerk reaction may or may not be. This is a 15 minutes so far on this live video with after hours entry points, exits, volume, dailystockcharts.com, 503-753-0062. Go ahead and just sign up for the free 5-day trial with live market hours. This is how to trade the after hours. We went through everything. The conference call right now, the stock is dropping right back down into the wick. So we went short up here at the highs, and we continue to be in that. And I can draw a trend line right here from that very same point, and that's where we're going to be looking at it now. So the thing about it is these just moved down is all, and whatnot. So we can see the support level. So this is how after hours trade when you have an earnings release report and then you have a conference call to follow. And whatever they ask, they're going to answer. And if the answers are not favorable, you get prices that drop like you see right now on Disney. Once again, this video was designed for new traders that will be entering trading after hours. That is the topic and the headline and the subject all in one. So let us not forget one thing. We're here to power traders how to trade this market when they have corporate earnings release reports, and how the knee-jerk and prices work, and how you can understand by looking at the daily and weekly charts, draw trend lines, put entry points down there where we got hit off of the low and we sold up at the toward the high, not right on the high, but you know, within 50 cents of the high. So we went short. So as we were selling out of the long, we sold all the shares and then sold short, of course, the shares at the high point. And now we're making all of that same amount of money on the way back down. I'm concluding after hours trading with conference calls, analyst questions that will be on the calls that react to the price that we see herein in after hours live.